Um, as for me, I found out what, unfortunately, what the problem is that this happens to some people. I think he said it's extremely rare for your throat to close all the way up. But I went to see the allergist, and he said he's pretty sure I don't have food allergies. He said it would be a waste of money for me to even do the testing, which I appreciate because my insurance wasn't going to cover it. And it was something like $600. So I appreciate that. He said that some people have, I think it's called oral sensitivity or oral allergy, where because I keep the door open now, which I never used to, I keep the door open for Juju so she could go out on the patio. I have the puppy pads out there. Unfortunately, it's been a really bad allergy season. The pollen has been ridiculous. All the storms that we were getting, all the cold winds, everything's just bringing in a ton of pollen, a ton of bugs I've never seen before. And that gets into your house. So when you eat, the pollen's going in your mouth. And so they said he said I'm not allergic to fruits, and it's very rare that anyone has actually died from it, because I was scared that my throat was going to close up. He said he's seen it before, that it's, that's what it is, and that I have to keep the door closed. And boy, has Juju been letting me know she's upset. Now, she's got puppy pads in the bathroom, and she uses them. But she's upset that that door is closed. And so she's been going all over my house again. And usually it was just, poo-poo. And the food, I feed them IAMs, which I may have to downgrade from that because the finances are just getting, worse and worse with doctors and this forced insurance. But I give them IAMs, and the reason I give them IAMs is that supposedly it's in the middle of the expensive food, because when we went to PetSmart, they line up the food from most expensive to cheapest, and it's right in the middle. And they said that you're better off getting something from the middle and higher up because it hardens the stool enough that it doesn't make a mess. It makes it so much easier to clean. Whereas if you buy them cheap food, it's going to be mushy and nasty and hard to clean up. So when she poo-poos on the rug, it's not that bad because it's so hard. It doesn't absorb into the rug. You lift it. I just make sure I spray it down so it doesn't leave a scent. But she'll just go to another spot. Now she's taking to doing, to pee-peeing on the rug, which, usually she'll use the pads for that, and that's worse because that absorbs into the pads, into, the foam under the rug, the pads under the rugs. So it's been a challenge keeping that door closed. She's letting me know she's upset about it. And even though if I see her at the door, I let her out, she just wants to go out there to bark and stuff like that, and she won't use the pads, so I make her come in. I don't want to disturb my neighbors with her barking. She can bark. She has a really bad barking problem. Someone told me to get a shock collar, which I feel is inhumane, but they said it's mild shock and it works. So I don't know, but I know that the other day she was barking at the thunder for 2.5 hours, from 2 in the morning to like 4 in the morning. And then when I got up in the morning, I couldn't go back to sleep after I fell asleep. I couldn't sleep in, let me put it that way, and she's barking and barking and barking and barking, and it was just starting to give me a migraine. It just really grating my nerves. So someone told me it might be an option. But yeah, so I got to keep the door closed so that doesn't happen again. So I'm afraid to try kale again though, but I'm eating bananas and I'm fine. I might try melon again. I just know that I tried melon the next day and my throat started feeling a little like it was starting to swell and my tongue was starting to feel numb. So he just says it's just so much pollen out there that this is how it affects some people. And of course I got to be one of those people. But he gave me, I have epinephrine shots, but he told me that they're old, so he gave me a prescription for a new one. And told me, he said if you didn't have any coupons, go to the EpiPen website and you get a coupon so you don't pay the copay. So that's cool. So yeah, so that's just what's been happening with me. So next week, I'm either going to do Blossom or Bubbles. I might leave Bubbles for the end. She's so cute. All right. See you next week. Mwah. Bye.